All right, we got a track guide for the BMW M4 GT3. This is going to be for Spa-Francorchamps or Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. I probably said that wrong, but whatever. This is going to be preparing for the Spa 24 hour, which is a couple months away at this point. Uh, Basic info for this video. You can see my track temps 81 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's about 15 degrees warmer than like what the coldest you can get. So it's not a super hot track or anything. I just kind of generated weather, but it seems like the track temps aren't going to be super crazy for this event, more than likely, but you never know. I did 100% track state. But these settings plus the track state is how you could replicate my session to compare directly to me. Without further ado, I'm going to go through a couple laps. I'll probably just do these last 3 laps here. So that we can kind of really dig into this. And there's some laps that I probably mess up a corner here and there, and that's why you see some differences in it. But headed cross start finish line. Gonna go up to 4th gear here. So for turn one of the things I'm kind of looking at is this 100 braking marker on the left. As it's passing my A pillar here, obviously your field of view and whatnot it's kind of depends on how you do this, but that's the marker I'm looking for. I'm gonna go down to 2nd gear, try and get to the apex there, exit out nice and wide, carrying a ton of speed through here. For Eau Rouge, you're going to be in 5th gear here. There is going to be a little bit of a lift. Here at apex, get the car rotated. And then flat out down Kimmel Straight. I think it's Kimmel Straight. You're only using 5 gears here. You're not using high gear. If you had some draft, maybe you'd use 6 gear. But braking marker at the end of Kimmel Straight is also kind of in line with the 100 board here is the start of this red and white rumble strip on the left. I get my lefts onto that, generally speaking. You're going to go down to 3rd gear. I'll get tight here. You want to kind of stay to the left or get back to the left once you make it around this bend here to set up for the next corner. I probably took too much curb there, but you want to be to the left here. You're staying in 3rd gear. I took too much curb there as well. But exit out nice and wide. Gonna go 4th gear here. This turn is tricky. I just see the car seems to just kind of push and push and push. But a little bit before this rumble strip here, I'm gonna actually go down to 2nd gear. A lot of trying to keep it. There's where it just pushes from apex, and I'm trail braking a little bit here as it was pushing, but I think consistent trail brake will help it hold the apex a little bit better there. Want to get to the right here, right sides onto the red and white. You don't want to jump over that because then it's just treacherous. Exit out nice and wide here. We go up to 5th briefly. Brake marker I'm looking for is a little bit after this red and white rumble strip starts. Down to 3rd gear. Something important here is you can see that up to this point is okay, and then there's a pretty steep fall off on this rumble strip. So you can get your tire onto this a little bit. I would personally just avoid it, especially for a 24-hour event, unless you're a super high split or something like that. Because if you have the right rear not fully contacted and only like half contact patch, when you start braking, it kind of wants to rip the rear end around on you. Down to 3rd gear here. Get wide here. You're going to be flat out at this point. Going to go up to 5th gear. right around the start of this red and white rumble strip, maybe a tick before it. The shadow will not always be there, so don't rely on that. Third gear, hold it in nice and tight to this curb on the right. You want to be over here. You don't want to be pushing here because then you're just not going to carry any speed through the next turn. Up to fourth. This is going to be nice and easy. The red and white rumble strip. I stay in third. I thought I was going to go up to fourth there, but I left it in third. I guess I could have shifted, but... You got to keep your tires on this. If you get it all the way out on the green, it's going to be an off track. I took way too much curb and grass there, which ideally I would have just got my tires a little bit onto the curb here. I turned in too early is what happened. But on the exit, as long as you keep your right side tire in contact with the red and white rumble strip, it's not an off track. Carry a bunch of speed through here. What's nice is this car seems to be flat out through this kink right here. I did the Creventic race in the GT4 a couple weeks ago, or probably a month or two ago, and you had to lift in the GT4, so it's nice being this car just has more downforce and whatnot, which helps. Setting up for the final chicane is tricky in this car. So the GT4, I remembered you started braking at the start of the red and white rumble strip on the left. However, in this car, that is way too late. So my reference that I use this is kind of a gradual bend, and then it straightens out on both sides. Where it starts to straighten out is where I brake. I don't think there's any... Still kind of gradual in here. I guess there's a 150 board here. So probably about that 150 board is a good brake marker. Might go pretty slow here and see where... Yeah, pretty much as I was passing that 150 board. So that's a marker you could use. I didn't notice that before now. Gonna get your left sides up onto this red and white rumble strip here. You will use first. Turn in here. Try and avoid the turtle curbing and stay on the red and white. But you want to stay pretty far to the right here to really give yourself a good exit out of the final turn here. Alright, I'll let this play through at full speed. See if I mess up any turns. So up to fourth gear, that 100 board, I was just passing your A-pillar. Second gear. That was probably borderline, almost an off track, but I don't think it was. Fifth gear here. A little bit of a lift. Car actually really stuck through there this time. 100 board or the start of the rumble strip down to third gear. I'm taking a lot of curb here, and it's maybe not ideal. A little bit before the start of that curb here. Second gear. Just pushing. Okay, yeah, that was a terrible exit. That's why this lap was a bit slower. And I think I might actually get a right side tire over what I was talking here. Yep. See how it ripped on me? I saved it. Let's see what it looks like from outside the car, so you can see how little. Let's do rear chase. This is where it started ripping on me. And it is pretty minimal. Oop. But you can see right here is where it starts to fall off, and it is very subtle. But that's what I'm talking about. That you kind of just need to avoid that. So that's why this lap was slower. We're going to get up to 5th gear. A little bit before, right at the start of the rumble strip, or a little bit before. Go down to 3rd. Stay to the right here. Give yourself a good exit for the next turn. Just stay in 3rd. Start of the rumble strip. Down to 2nd. I think actually I was supposed to stay in 3rd there. Believe I am properly downshifted. This lap's kind of a toss away lap with a lot of the sections. Gonna be flat out through here. Alright. 150 board. 1st gear. This next lap is the fastest lap I ran in the session. Just under a 220. .100 board down to 2nd. Good drive off. Alright, so on this lap, I kind of discovered a little bit something, and it could be setup dependent. I'm going to back up here. So I noticed really getting wide on this initial approach and then turning it into the curb seemed to allow me to carry more speed. So I'm over here as the rumble strip's ending, and then I'm flicking it back over. Started rumble strip, down to 3rd gear. See, I didn't hit as much curb here, which allowed my lap to be better. A little bit before the rumble strip here. 2nd gear, this was a turn that probably gives me the most problem, but I held it in tight there, which was better for me. A little bit after the start of this rumble strip, down to 3rd. Rumble strips here, down to 3rd again. A lot of this track is very similar. A lot of 3rd gear turns. Yeah, just staying in 3rd through here. I hit that a lot better than I had in previous laps. Flat out all through here. Then final chicane, we're looking for that 150 board on the left. We'll go down to 1st. That'll be it. If you have any questions, I know I definitely am not alien speed. But I usually am able to do well in the endurance events and whatnot, and not wreck the car and whatnot. So, more so targeting people that need to learn the track and just simply not wreck and whatnot. But if you have questions, let me know. I usually try and answer everybody that comments. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.